Hi, welcome to Live on KEXP from home. I'm DJ Morgan from listener-powered independent KEXP. My show is Saturdays noon to 3, so you can listen every week. KEXP, if you're not familiar, we are a listener-powered station that broadcasts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from our studios in Seattle, and we have live DJs playing music on 90.3 FM in Seattle and all over the world at kexp.org. We do tons of live performances each week that we air live and post here on our YouTube channel, and even during times like this when we are all stuck at home, we're still connecting you with artists and live music. So I am so happy to be joined now by Hamilton Leithauser. Hi, welcome.
What's happening, DJ Morgan?
Hey, it's so nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for making your location work. Obviously, you're not at home. Can you tell us where you are right now?
I'm at the library in Leesburg, Virginia, actually. Isn't it a beautiful library?
Yeah, it's all grass. You have to go to the trees to check
out the building's
books.
Over there.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
I'm
nice.
keeping socially distant from the actual building.
Very smart. Thank you for doing that. And you normally live in New York. Are you staying in Virginia now through the duration of this?
I am. When my daughter's school closed and New York was just getting crazy. I'm originally from D.C. and my parents have a place out in Leesburg. So we came down here and we're living out here for, I don't know, ever maybe? Maybe we're never going back. I don't know.
How has it been out there so far? How are you doing?
Slow. Real slow.
Yeah.
Slow internet, slow living.
Yeah. Change of pace from New York.
Yeah, it is. But sometimes I fool myself and I tell myself it's cozy and nice.
Yeah. And you have a studio set up out there that you're able to work in?
I do, in the feed shed. Yeah, I set it up for myself and it's actually working out pretty well. It still smells like horse manure, but that's fine. I've had like worse in Brooklyn.
Yeah, exactly. Rats, horses, What's the difference? The new album, The Loves of Your Life, just came out a few weeks ago. It's so good. Congrats on the new record.
Thank you very much.
Let's start out by hearing a song from it first. So you pre-recorded some tracks for us so that we have excellent video and audio. So we're going to hear first from the new record, The Stars of Tomorrow, and then we'll come back and chat a little bit more.
Well, you stole the Silverado, candy apple, red. You were laughing in the high beams when you introduced yourself, and my younger girl smiled when you said, the stars of tomorrow brighter every night. If I can remember the rest of your story, right out of Long Island on down to Baltimore. Your sister had a family out on the eastern shore. The stars of tomorrow are brighter every night. I can remember the rest of your story, right? He can have the pool and the cars, but I'm taking this Ford and a couple of credit cards. The Singapore birds, the wedding photographs, silver rings, dreams, and the broken glass. I'm just a singer, you're just in my heart. I wish you the best of luck. I wish you a brand new start. All the island slips and the moon a beam down the highway, tapping the dash in a cool fluorescent flash. Ooh, ooh.
Nice. Hamilton Leithauser live on KEXP at home. That was a new song from the new record, The Loves of Your Life. That was The Stars of Tomorrow. That studio looks pretty nice. Good vibes.
Yeah, it's not bad, right? I got it all cued out with some Christmas lights.
Yeah, you zhuzhed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So the way that you approach the lyrics on this new album is a little bit different from you. I read that all of the songs are about different people, either that you've encountered or people from your life. How did you land on that concept? And can you talk a little bit about the songs on the record?
Yeah, well, actually, that one, it was the second one I wrote, and it was like a couple years ago. I was writing all this music that I was really feeling like I was getting somewhere, and I was really happy with the way I was recording it myself in my own home studio. But I couldn't sing. I didn't like what I was singing. I didn't like the sound of my voice. And I didn't like any of the words I was coming up with for all my parts, and I was feeling really frustrated. And that song is about I was like at this park by the beach in Long Island, and like this woman came up to me and sat down. There was like all these benches. She pulled up in this big Chevy Silverado truck, and there's all these benches free, and she came down and sat just like right next to me on like the one bench, you know, she could have sat, you know. And she just zipped through her entire life story, told me this huge dramatic thing about like all this abuse and fighting and crazy moving from Poland and losing all her money and then becoming like a millionaire and all this crazy stuff that just started not adding up. She started contradicting herself a lot, and she really struck me as like, I think she was on some pretty serious drugs. And she but interesting and kind of funny and sort of wild-eyed, and by the time she finished telling the story, I had very, very little like input as she talked. Both my daughters were standing there just like wide-eyed listening to every word she said, and she stood up and she hugged all three of us and like kissed me on the cheek, and then handed me this big jar of pickled beets, and she went off and jumped in her truck and drove off.
Wow.
And I had just like had sort of a similar experience with a man that I met on the Crosstown Ferry in Long Island too, and I wrote a song about him. And so I just jotted down everything I remembered about talking to her, and I just took it home and tried singing some of the lines that I wrote just onto that, and that's what became that song. And so I had, by the time I wrote that song, I had two songs that were about like strangers that I met, and it sort of clicked in my mind like, wow, it'd be kind of fun to write a song, one person per song for my record. Mm-hmm. But then it wasn't until a couple of weeks later I was walking down the street and I ran into this old friend that I knew, and we had an incredible conversation, and he was so funny, and he looked like he had like a 5 martini lunch, but he looked like he was doing really well. And I went home, and I was taking the subway home, and I was thinking about all the, you know, like when you see an old friend and it just brings back all his memories, and they look kind of funny, but they look the same, and it just, you start remembering what it was like to be spending time with him. And I remembered that he was like always such a funny, jokey kind of guy, that always life of the party, but there was always this like darkness, like everything this guy did had this like shadow hanging over. And I realized that I was like thinking about him a lot, and I thought, you know, it'd be really, really fun and really, really risky, like shaky ground would be to write a song about a person I knew. So I just tried it, and I really liked it, and that became the song, which is the Old King on my record too. So that was when I felt like it clicked, and I was like, I want to just write a song about it. Each song will be about a person, but they won't necessarily, I won't know them, or maybe I will, or I don't know, it'll just be a person.
Wow. Has anybody come up to you yet and been like, is a song about me, or is that song about me?
Not yet, but that's why I made that video with Ethan Hawke, where we kind of like staged like worst case scenario for that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Speaking of those teaser videos for the new album, if all of you out there watching have not seen it, go to Hamilton's YouTube channel and watch these teaser videos. They are so funny. You did one with Ethan Hawke, one with Maggie Rogers,
Rogers.
Yeah.
Very quick one with Miller, but I had a huge finale one planned that was going to be starred. It was going to be amazing. But actually, I think the idea was so good that I'm going to save it and, you know, maybe like put it out 18 months later or something like that.
Yes.
The virus got in the way of the last episode.
Oh, man. Oh, so that Sienna Miller one wasn't finished.
No, that was not finished. And then the final one was a separate thing that was going to be amazing.
Okay, please finish those. I would love to see those.
Yeah.
So we talked about the lyrics, and you mentioned that the music had been around for a while on these songs before you ended up finishing them with words. How long did this full record take to finish?
At least 4 years, a long time.
Wow.
I went through a lot while I was doing it, and I moved houses. Not like that's so dramatic, but it was for me because I had to build the second one. And I got to the point. It took a long time to feel inspired as to what I wanted to sing about. To be honest, I was pretty happy with my music, and I started playing my own drums, which for the first time ever, which I really enjoyed. And it's just one of those things where like I always knew like I wasn't singing over all these parts, but I thought like, you know, that's my wheelhouse. Like I'll get to that. I got that when that comes. But then after a while, when you got like all these tracks and no singing, you start realizing it's like the elephant in the room. Like, you know, there's a problem here. Like, so, you know, it's kind of like made me like put into perspective all the years of songwriting I had, like where I just sort of felt like I could do the songwriting. So like, I mean, the lyrics and the melodies and stuff. So you kind of take that for granted. And then when you can't really do it, you realize like, it's actually like the hardest part. I think it's the most important and hardest part of the whole process.
Mm-hmm. In the past, do you think collaboration made it easier for you to get to the lyrics part? And since this time it was a lot more on your own, do you think that was part of it?
Maybe. Involved in every instrument. I was so involved in every instrumental part here that I don't know. Maybe you're overthinking everything. Probably, I would imagine it just took a long time for me to step away from my own music and then get to the point where I could, you know, I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, because in the past I've always just written lyrics right there in the room. We had like a big band playing, and it was like the lyric and the melody and the energy and everything came right there, and that was it. Yeah. And all the best stuff always came that way. And so I did think. I mean, I did worry for a while that like, you know, I'd missed my moment. Like the reason I couldn't come up with any singing is because like you missed it. Like you should have done it at the beginning, and you know now you've lost the chance. That was, you know, 2 years of my life stressing on that.
Yeah. Oh, well, it came together. It sounds great. Let's hear another song. Before we start it, this next song is called Isabella. Would you mind telling us a little bit about the lyrics in this one? What's the story behind this one?
Sure. This is a song about a friend who's the kind of friend that a lot of people have in New York, where they're not really growing up, and it's a little frustrating to watch because you think that maybe the reason they're not growing up is because their parents are paying the rent and they don't have to face, I don't know. If you don't have to, then no. I don't know. It can be. That's it.
Cool. All right. It is Hamilton Leithauser live on KEXP from home and from the library. This is a song called Isabella from the new album, The Loves of Your Life.
Gonna rock till dawn. Isabella sings. When a dreaming dies away, I'll be glad I did. Well, it's after midnight. Gonna find some friends. Gonna walk some 94th Street in a white entrance. Gonna rock till dawn. Isabella sings. When a dreaming dies away, I'll be glad I did. All the younger sweethearts, the starstruck Wall Street wolves. She knows they're always gonna go down swinging. She knows they're always gonna fall. Gonna rock till dawn. Isabella sing. She did a year in a college around here, but she never left. She never will. I wanna be there with her till they all go riding home. She can have a laugh and all that till they all go riding home. At night I go to sleep to the rhythm of the passing traffic on Amsterdam Avenue. And I wonder where you are. Your sweet dreams never burn you down. None of them have answers now. Your sweet dreams never burn you out. And none of them have answers now, oh, babe. Till they all go riding home. Till they all go riding home. Ooh. Ooh.
Hamilton Leithauser live on KEXP at home. That was Isabella from the new album, The Loves of Your Life. Hamilton, you talked about playing drums for the first time on this record, and you played almost all of the instruments on this record. Was there anything else new that you picked up for the first time?
Well, I've always played with such great musicians. I've never really had to do stuff like that. So no, I played most of the other stuff I had done. I played everything I could. I can't play the horns or anything, so I called in some pros. I called in a real ace piano player, John Batiste, and just a pedal steel player and stuff. But I did the rest, and that's sort of the fun of it.
Yeah. You also had a little bit of help on backing vocals from some family and friends. Who did you have on backing vocals?
Well, it's really easy when you're like in the afternoon, be like, "Girls, get up here! I need you to sing something." And so I have my little girls. I have my wife a lot. I have to drag her away from her work to do some stuff. And then my girl's preschool teacher, Lucretia Brown. I used to go into their preschool and she'd be like singing some song, and I was just like, some silly little song, but she just like sang like an angel. So one day I just finally asked her if she would come over and record, and she did. And then we ended up doing like most of the record together. And
That's
she joined.
awesome.
She's in my Carlisle band this year too.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Oh, so you obviously your tour is put on hold right now, but you were able to do, like you said, some shows at the Carlisle Hotel in New York. There's a couple of videos of those performances where you were able to premiere a couple of these new songs. How did that show feel? Especially, I think your wife was on keyboards, right?
Yeah, she plays that big grand piano they have there.
That's awesome. How did
And
those shows feel?
I mean, it's so fun. I get a bunch of there's not that many musician friends anymore in New York, so I get who I can. I flew Morgan Henderson in from Seattle, actually. That's the only long distance one. And it was just so much fun. And it's just this tiny little room, and got to play all my new songs. This new, very different lineup from my rock and roll festival nightclub band.
Yeah.
That was the last time I got to play. I mean, I might not play again until I'm there next year.
We shall see.
Right.
Is music a big part of your family life? Do you guys play a lot together?
Yeah, we do. My wife is a classically trained pianist, and the girls are taking all sorts of lessons and stuff. My grandmother was a piano teacher, so has always been around.
Oh, cool. When did you start playing music? How old were you?
I was in second grade when I started taking piano lessons, and then I was like one of those kids that just complained, and finally like drove my parents crazy, and they let me stop. And then I picked up the guitar by myself when I was in like ninth grade, and that was sort of my own motivation. But I wish that I wish I'd been a little weaker, because I do wish I was better at the piano. I'm kind of a terrible piano player, always have been.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I always wish that I had parents that forced me to do stuff so that
Yeah, right.
I could
Yeah,
play
we have a
an
rule
instrument.
that our girls have to take. My wife family, they had a rule that didn't matter what instrument, but you have to take one instrument until I'm not sure when that expires or if it does. But so my girls are one of them. The little one does the violin now,
Oh,
and
cool.
I was really worried that she would just pick that up and it would go nowhere. But she's kind of, I don't know, she's sticking with it a little bit.
That's awesome. Good job. Good parenting.
Thanks.
Yeah. So let's get into another song. This next one is called The Garbageman. It's the opening track to the new record. Can you talk about this song a little bit before we play it?
Yeah, this is a song I wrote based on the music is based on this really awesome horn sample that my friend Paul Maroon made, and he had sent me a long, long time ago, and I'd never gotten anywhere with. And I wrote those lyrics about another friend, and I played it. This is my favorite. This is my proud drumming moment, but actually there's no drums on this version. But this is one of those songs where like the character that I wrote about doesn't necessarily translate because it became a rock. There's not that much song. There's not that many verses. There's not that much. So to me, it's as linked to a person as any other. But to anybody else, I'm not so sure that would go through. But still, I love the song.
Yeah, it's a great song. Let's hear it now.
Thank you.
This is The Garbageman from Hamilton Leithauser live on KEXP at home.
All the reeling city boys say burn, yeah, but tonight I wish that we could join them. Snap the wishbone, smash the light bulbs. When you kiss me, I made a man I always was. You say I find a job. That's right, laughing like you do, chewing your fingers to the bone, spin your nails into the pool. Till the garbage men go by, till the garbage men go by. All the playboys dance on the blacktop like a swarm of flies. Up and down, in and out. The wind is in the magazines. Up and down, round and round. The rainbows in the gasoline. Till the garbage men go by, till the garbage men go by. All the emerald shards on the blacktop like stars in the sunshine. Like stars in the sunshine. Like stars in the sunshine.
Awesome. It sounds even better with drums on the album, too.
Thanks.
That was The Garbagemen from the new album, The Loves of Your Life from Hamilton Leithauser. And what have you been up to besides music and doing videos like this since quarantine? Have you had any hobbies that you've been getting into?
I've been doing a lot of woodwork, actually, which is something I got into a couple years ago while I was working on my house. And this really sort of badass girl who was helping us build our kitchen, was doing all this amazing woodwork, and I was just watching her do it, and she sort of taught me a bunch of different things. I sort of worked with her a little bit, and so recently these other guys who were working at my house smashed up my really nice old chessboard that I used to have, that I had. I don't even know where I got it. And I just like read about how you can make these things. So I started making chessboards, and it's something I do when I like work on music, because it like sort of keeps my brain like half occupied, just enough. I'm paying just enough attention to hopefully not cut my finger off, but I can sort of like maybe not laser focus on music so much, and that kind of helps me out. So I have been doing a lot of that, a lot of sawdust in these lungs.
Nice. That's awesome that you're making chessboards. How many have you made so far?
I've made 5. No, I've made 6 because I gave my brother-in-law one.
Cool.
And I might be making another batch, actually.
Oh, nice. Have you been making any other things besides chessboards?
I've been teaching first grade every day for about 5.5 hours. So that has become like a full-time job that I most definitely did not apply for. And
that's very time consuming.
That is like living hell.
So you did not miss your vocation in teaching is what you're saying?
No, I mean, I can't tell you how much respect I have. Hold on, sorry. Hello?
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, you cut it out for a second. All good.
But you can see me now?
I cannot see you, but we can wait.
I just got a phone call. That's stupid. I wish I knew how to turn off the people calling me.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of hard when you're needing your data to be on a video chat.
I should cut to a song and I'll figure out my video.
Okay, cool. Let's listen to a song called Here They Come from the album The Loves of Your Life from Hamilton Leithauser, live at home.
The lights are coming on, and all your candy's gone. Spinning through the previews, flipping through the seats. Popcorn in your loafers, sugar in your teeth. You say the lovers in your life should listen to you more. You can tell that to the usher showing you the door. All the lights are on and all my candy's gone. I was a fool, I was blind, I kept my eyes shut half the time. All the lights, one by one, here they come. On a sparking subway train, breaking through a tunnel underneath Broadway, with one arm waving wild at some kids over on the other side, and one arm on my shoulder, wrapped around my shoulder. I was a fool, I was blind, kept my eyes shut half the time. All the lights, one by one, here they come. Take the hand that's reaching toward you when the shadow stands before you. Arm in arm with a uniform, gonna swing you right through the front door. I was a fool, I was blind, I kept my eyes eyes shut half the time. All the lights, one by one, here they come. I was a fool, I was blind, I kept my eyes shut half the time. All the lights, one by one, here they come.
And you're back. That was, whoa, say that again?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we're back.
Great.
Thank you for adjusting there. Appreciate it. That was Here They
Good
Come
here.
from Hamilton Leithauser's new album, The Loves of Your Life. What was that song about?
That song is about a friend who used to sort of hide from his roommates and all his problems by sneaking into the Union Square movie theater and staying for as many shows as he possibly could all day. And it's about like the moment when the lights are coming up in a theater where he's just seen a movie and he's kind of deciding like maybe like all his problems are coming back into focus and he's kind of like debating whether or not to sneak into another movie or to like head out into the world and face whatever his problems are.
Man, movie theaters are like one of the only places you can get away. Like you can turn off your phone. You're in the
Not
dark.
anymore.
Not anymore. That's true. You're supposed to turn your phone off, but I don't know if people actually do.
Yeah.
So you have agreed to take a few listener questions. So thank you so much to everybody for watching today. If you have a question for Hamilton, go ahead and put those in the comments right now. And then we have another song that we can play. So while that's playing, I'll go ahead and pick a few questions through. So Hamilton, you recorded a cover song for us. What did you pick?
I did. I picked up Front Words by Pavement, which I hadn't heard in probably, I don't know, a long time, 10 years or something.
What is it about that song that you love?
I always thought it had such nice melodies and such a nice little casual way of going through it, and it sounded really awesome. And I think a long time ago, I thought maybe our band should cover it at one point, but it never really worked out for us.
So now is the opportunity. So this is Hamilton Leithauser covering Pavement's Front Words, and go ahead and leave your comments or your questions in the comments, and we'll go and ask him those after this song plays.
I am the only one searching for you. And if I get caught, then the search is through. And the stories you hear, you know they never add up. I hear the natives fussing at the data chart. Be quiet, the weather's on the night news. Empty homes, plastic cones, stolen rims of the alloy chrome. I got style, miles and miles, so much style that it's wasted. So much style that it's wasted. So much style that it's wasted. Now she's the only one who always inhales. Paris is stale, and it's war if we fail. And in the migrant hotels, they never sleep, they never will. Their souls are crumbling like a dirt cloud hole. Cigarette cuts to the inside. Empty homes, plastic cones, stolen rims of the alloy chrome. I got style, miles and miles, so much style that it's leaving.
Nice. That was a great job. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, so it is Hamilton Leithauser live on KEXP at home. We have some listener questions. Let's see. Here's the first one. Do you have any tips for songwriters or people learning how to play guitar?
Learning how to play guitar?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the greatest guitar player in the world, but I would say that when I was in like high school, the way that I really got into it was my teacher would let me bring a song. I couldn't play anything, and he would just let me bring a song in, and he didn't teach me anything except how to play that song. And it would be like a Jimi Hendrix song or like a Rolling Stones song or something like that. And that was like, I could go home and I could play that. And there's like a Nirvana riff. I could play that, and it got me so psyched to be able to do that it like kept me. That's kind of how it kept me really interested in learning more.
It is very satisfying when you're like, I'm actually playing something.
Yeah, right.
Over the years, who are some of your favorite acts that you've toured with?
A lot. The first one's like Richard Swift, Beach House, French Kicks. Oh God, Mazarin. All the buddies. So many. I can't remember that many right now.
Addendum question. Who have you met any of your heroes throughout the years that you're like,
yeah, many actually. I've been really lucky. I got to meet Lou Reed a couple times.
Wow.
And that was a real treat. And sort of intimidating, but couldn't have been nicer.
Mm-hmm.
I got to meet Bill Murray a couple times actually. And he was everything you ever wanted him to be.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Actually, I do photorealistic cross stitches of celebrities, and Bill Murray is one that I have done.
Really?
Yeah.
He's an amazing guy.
What did you talk about with Bill Murray? Can you give us any stories?
Music and just rock and roll and sports and stuff.
Cool. What is your favorite song to play live?
Currently, I haven't played live in so long. I don't know. Now I just have this. When we play it like Carlisle, I like doing the finger picking stuff, and I like doing it because it's a very small room, and I really enjoy playing that. I played a bunch of Leonard Cohen covers, and I did a Beach House cover in that style. I did a Lana Del Rey song in that style, and I like playing like sort of country type stuff. I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite song, but that kind of music is sort of what I enjoy playing most right now.
Yeah, that style of guitar playing.
Yeah.
Cool. What's one song you wish you wrote?
So many. What about Miami by Randy Newman? I've been covering that recently, and it's just so fun to sing and play and get to know the lyrics, and it's just such a great song. I wish I'd written that song. Cool.
And on that tip, who are your top 3 influences?
There's so many. I could list 3, but there would be excluding so many. I mean, 3 people that I have always looked up to would be like, this is where you like completely draw. Little Richard just died. I remember listening to Little Richard at full blast in my car when we were like drinking beer when we were like 15 years old and thinking it was just the greatest thing I'd ever heard in my life. So he would be one.
Yeah.
Leonard Cohen is someone I always come back to over all the years. It's like one of those. Randy Newman, I always love Randy Newman.
Mm-hmm. Did I see, you said you've seen Little Richard live a few times?
3 times, yeah.
Wow. How old were you when you saw him?
It was the oldest I was like 22. So it was between the ages of like 14 and 22.
Wow. All in New York?
No, all in DC.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah. And he was really funny. He talked so much. And then one time he was playing with Chuck Berry, and he played first. He talked and talked and talked. He talked a lot.
Yeah.
And then Chuck Berry came out and made some comment like, I don't waste my time I'm just talking. I just play my guitar. It's like stupid. So they're like best buddies.
Yeah, you just gave him a little dig.
Yeah.
That's funny. Let's see. One last question. Have any musical recommendations really gotten your mind off the news and help you ease up? Do you have any musical recommendations?
Oh, of new stuff?
Yeah, to help you get your mind off things.
Your mind off. No, I've been listening to. What have I been listening to? I don't know if I have any good new recommendations, like stuff to chill out to. I was listening to like reggae music. I'm reading this book about. I'm reading this book called The Brief History of Seven Killings by this guy Marlon James. It came out a couple years ago. It's really amazing. It's about Jamaica in the 70s. So I was listening to a lot of Jimmy Cliff and Delroy Wilson and the Wailers and all that stuff. So that's pretty good if you're trying to chill out.
For sure. That's positive vibes.
Yeah, right?
Cool. Well, Hamilton, thank you so much for spending this time with us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me, Morgan.
And go pick up Hamilton's new record, The Loves of Your Life. It is so, so good. And hopefully we'll see you in the flesh again at KEXP sometime soon.
I really hope I see you too.
And thank you so much for all of you for tuning in. We have more of these live streams coming up, and be sure to check out our virtual events calendar. We're going to post a link to that in the comments. You can keep listening to great music at KEXP on 90.3 and KEXP.org, and you can read more stories behind the music, and of course these live sessions on our YouTube channel. You can check all of that out at KEXP.org. And we will see you next time on Live at KEXP from Home. It's KEXP Seattle.